And welcome here to Weagle Oval, what should be a cracking game on a Tuesday night twilight. We've got Goodwood versus the home team here, the Adelaide Angels. What a situation we got here. Goodwood sort of middle down the bottom and desperately needing to win some games, and Adelaide firmly entrenched in that top six, which is incredible. I'm Andrew Sperling and I've been joined by Matt Pace tonight. So welcome, Matt.
G'day, Spello. How are you?
Good, thank you, buddy. What a beautiful night here at the ground. Just in perfect condition.
Magnificent, Spello. Look, perfect night, really. Good for playing, good playing conditions. So wind's not really a factor at the moment. So hopefully it stays like this for the next couple of hours.
Absolutely, it could be blowing out to left like it normally does at this ground with the sea breeze, but as Matty said, very quiet at the moment. We'll quickly run through the lineups for you. The Goodwood lineup tonight: Peter Paik will lead off playing right field, Josh Cakebread at second base, Jeremy Creswell at shortstop, Matty Hutchings at centre field, Tom Feebig is at first base, Jack Bushell third base, Owen Hughes will play left field, Brody Heaps behind the dish, Billy Sutton will DH, and Ryan Chaffee will go off for the Indians. And the Angels, Max Tracy will lead off playing centre field, Joe Johnson will play right field, Ty Forney at shortstop, Steph Welsh third base, Billy Damon will be on the mound and hitting for himself, Henry Cann second base, Braden Edwards at first base, Brady Smith behind the dish, and Chris Congdon will be at left field. And as I said, Billy Damon will be on the mound for the Angels. This is a really important game for Goodwood. I know it's important for Adelaide to retain, but sort of nearly come down with about 9 to go that Goodwood need to win about 6 to, get up there and forge a spot. So this is crucial for the Indians.
Definitely, Spello. I mean, and Goodwood have been such a great club for a long time, and they'll be scrapping over the next 6 weeks to certainly get a spot back in the finals again for sure. So yeah, this promised to be a great game.
Yeah, they're very proud club, Goodwood, so they won't particularly like what's going on with it at the moment. Got Stan Warrilow behind the dish, Ronnie Keneally out in the middle, so a young umpire and a very experienced umpire, and terrific to see Stan behind the dish as an ex-player of many games.
Handy pitcher back in the day for Stan.
Yeah, he sure was. As we're just about to kick things off with first pitch as Damon delivers, and Paik tries to bunt himself on but bunts foul. Damon's been just getting better and better. Both of the imports really, with him and Joe, have just been just increasing their workload and looking like they're in as good a nick as they can be. It's Damon working from the set, and that pitch is up and getting fouled off, so 0-2 count.
Yeah, no, you're right, Spello. Billy's, he's built into the season really well as that workhorse starter, and yeah, his numbers are looking really healthy for sure.
So again, on an 0-2 count, he delivers and gets a breaking pitch, and took Stan quite some time to assess the situation, but he got the call right. Paik strikes out looking.
Pretty close 0-2, wasn't it?
Yeah. Never helps, I think, when catcher sort of sets up a little outside and that breaking pitch just keeps hanging inside, and just took a little while to assess. But again, the most important thing, you've got to get the decisions right, and I think he got that one right. Damon again starts up with the fastball down the chute for strike one.
Really, probably one of the biggest positives from Billy, particularly of late, is just getting your hitting counts, and we know how important that is.
Down and in, 1-1. Field just in perfect condition. All of the rain that we've had, it's just made everything just look so beautiful and green as he misses up 2-1. After the initial year of getting on the field last year for the Angels, they sort of recognised that their base paths and their cutouts just needed a little bit of attention, as that ball's punched up the middle. Typical Josh Cakebread.
Oh, just a quality hitter. just knows how to work a count, work a zone. Sits on that hitting count and drives it up the middle.
Absolutely.
Great at bat.
When you look at Kate Brad, Creswell, Hutchings, Feebig, young Bushy coming in, Hughes.
There's some quality there, isn't there?
Yeah, still a very good lineup.
For sure.
The ball's ripped to Stefan. Boy. Very, very rarely see Stefan Welsh.
Don't see that very often, do you?
No.
Maybe getting used to the, Steph getting used to the twilight sun here. Looking directly into it.
Yep.
Perhaps take some adjustments.
So runners on first and second, one out with clean-up hitter Hutchins. Be important for Indians to get on the board as he squares to bunt, but I think it was just for show.
Just trying to shift the D a little bit.
As we know, run production, any team, any club, it can dry up and it can be free and easy, and that ball's pulled foul. We've got a lot to get through tonight. A lot of bit of history on the club and about where it is at the moment, the Adelaide Baseball Club. We've got Jane Stinson coming in, the Labor MP for the seat of Badco here. Talk about her part in the development of this wonderful facility. There's a pitch and it's semi-popped and it's going to land. And he just gets the force at 2, importantly.
He just, was Shelley quite read off the bat, Max, maybe?
Yeah.
But look, again, you know, didn't panic and ended up getting out, force out at second base. Really important not to panic there in that situation.
So Tommy Feebig, who started off at West Torrens and went over to Goodwood, thought that maybe last year might have been his last, but he was talked back into things, and here he is stiffening the Indians lineup.
Oh, and you're right, a guy with, you know, high quality with lots of power, you know, he can still swing the bat pretty well, for sure. Dangerous guy in the lineup.
Good breaking pitch there by Damon to even the count at 1-1. 2 out, runners in the corners. Oh, another slider from Damon and a beautiful pitch. Good thinking by the defence because Hutchins on first. He's got some speed. I think he'll be going at some stage, and he's off. And he swings through, not necessary. As Feebig strikes out. That ends the Indians, top of the first. What have we got on our list here to have a little chat about whilst we're going? The Division 1 milestone, which would have been very close to your heart, of Justin Rowe.
Yes, well, what a fantastic club stalwart, Justin Rowe, 500 games last weekend. Just a tremendous club person, as you would know, Spurlo, and you know, has been around for a long time. And you know, I sent him a message during the week actually, and just to congratulate him on his achievement, and probably showing his age a little bit. And what I did inform him is that, isn't it interesting that I played with him in his first year at Division 1 level. He's also playing with my son at Division 1 level, so that probably shows his age a little bit. So. But,
oh, your durability, Matt, one of the two?
Probably not so much. But yeah, look, just a great, you know, been through some tough times too, Rowie. You know, stuck it out and was the backbone of the club for a long time. So great to see him get a good win last week, and hopefully for his sake some some finals this year.
Yeah, and it was just, 481 A-grade games, 19 B-grade games, and probably a lot of them have been in the last couple of years where the club has taken on, a slight redirection with regards to such a good junior program and having some kids coming through, and Rowie was all for it and knew that he'll earn his spot and just demanded it with his bat, and it was good to see him last week get a couple of knocks on the weekend as well.
Oh, Rowie, for sure. You're spot on there, Spill. I mean, he's the ultimate club guy, and he just wants to see club success and see sustained success for us, beyond his years for sure. So he certainly knows what's going on. So, but having said that, I think he's still got a pretty big part to play. Definitely this year and hopefully next year or two as well.
I think you're right, because no matter what, you can introduce kids, but it's still all about balance. You need some elder statesmen out there to calm the ship once or twice and just have that little bit of experience and power.
For sure.
That's Max. Tracy goes to the dish and takes a fastball strike. What a great story about this guy again, a dual citizen. Chaffee comes to the plate again and misses up 1-1. Got American heritage as well as Australian heritage, and was over here and saw the Bay Chef was on and thought he'd enter himself in for the 70-metre sprint, I think it was, and got himself through to the final as one of the highest qualified runners and ended up running fourth in the final bit too. What a magnificent effort from a boy that had a history at high school of some athletics, but means he's very quick as he pops that, and that's going to stay fair and will be caught. So Tracy pops up to the first baseman, 1 out.
Yeah, no, he has got some genuine leg speed around the base paths. There's no doubt about that. He is lightning quick, so big role for him to put the ball on the ground for sure.
So Johnson, who's another import for the Angels this year, another two-way guy, can pitch, plays the outfield well, swings from the left and does a good job. Cracks that to second base, and there's the ever reliable cake bread, a routine 4-3.
Bread and butter for Josh there.
Here's another stalwart for the Angels that arrived on the scene here
6-7 years ago.
6-7 years ago.
Yep.
He's a high-quality shortstop. He gets one off the fist a little bit, and Bushell comes over and ends up making a bit of a meal of the throw. Just spiked it, unplayable for the first baseman, and so Forney gets on via a throwing error from Bushell. Brings Steph Welsh. This is still one of, I think, probably the most phenomenal story this season of Steph moving from his beloved Indians to the Adelaide Angels. Big fella's got something to work on here as Forney takes off, and beautiful throw, but
yeah, back to Steph. Great for our club, to get someone, from a building club of Steph's calibre, and will help our club for sure, with some leadership and helping our young guys for sure.
Just misses outside.
And as everyone knows, a fantastic human.
Oh, absolutely. Especially from where the Angels is at the moment, and a very large junior development program going on, to just have somebody like Steph around the place. And, he's a very quiet guy, but he's accessible and approachable. Just adds a presence to the baseball club, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, no question about that. I think you nailed it. The presence that he brings, in an Angels uniform is he's absolutely massive. So I know the kids, the kids love seeing him and they come and watch him play. And like I said, we're very lucky to have him at the back end of his playing days, and just giving junior players in particular a lot of knowledge that he's brought with him.
And I know there was a lot of talk and a bit of concern from obviously people as to why and this, that and the other, but there is a family affiliation here with the Callahans from Alice.
Yep.
So the Welshes and the Callahans are related. He works with Henry Can as he picks a walk.
Yep. And his dad played here for a year as well, back in the year or two maybe, back in the...
He sure did, the big plug when Les Barrett came here.
Yeah, maybe the late 80s, early 90s perhaps.
Yeah, they'd sort of, I read an article on Mitch Newborn today, and Mitch reminds me, and I know it's a big call, but reminds me a little bit of Welshie, that pitch just outside of, could run, could hit, could throw, had speed, a little bit of mongrel in him. Very similar types of players. Damon pops that up. Cakebread again. Camps underneath it, and there's a bit of drift and a bit of wind, but he takes the catch. Might just take a short break, let everyone catch their breath. We'll be back for the top of the second. See you in a moment. So welcome back, everyone. Top of the second. And the young fella in Jack Bushell strides to the plate for the Indians. And what a rising star this young man is, Matt.
Oh, for sure. He's obviously been watching his progress over the last few years in particular. And, the rise is certainly rapid. The kid can certainly play.
Yes, he just came back from the under-18 state tournament or the national tournament. He's a grounder, and there's Tawny just with some beautiful work, but he's come up short too, but very well assisted by Edwards at first base. He clocked up to 88, 89 in Melbourne off the mound, which is very impressive.
Oh, absolutely is impressive, yeah. And, can do it both ways, good defensively off the mound when he's rolling out high 80s, and then defensively sound and swings a good bat too. So no, he's certainly got a big future, young Jack for sure.
Especially when you look at Dad, James, he's quite a tall guy, so there's still some growth.
Yep.
To go with Jack.
Good pedigree there for sure.
Great pedigree, great kid again, wonderful temperament, and very hard to knock Jack off his perch. He's a very balanced boy. Big New York Yankees took a little bit of interest in him. So it'll be really interesting over the next 12 or 18 months to see where he could progress as Hughes swings through, and we've got a 1-2 count.
Well, as you said, temperament in this game is everything, isn't it?
Oh.
You know, if you can, you're going to fail a lot, as we all know. So how you handle yourself is huge, and he's one of those.
Well, it makes it no easier as an adult because, you know, we're meant to have more maturity and understanding, but for kids that are on a rise to have to, you know, discover about temperament and understanding, it's not easy, and it really does. It can rip your heart out and chuck it away as there's another ground ball, and Forney attacks that one as well and gets a better throw off. Edwards again reads it well, comes off his base, takes it and tags Hughes on the way through.
But Breeze, maybe the Breeze is picking up Spurlow, just causing a little bit of havoc there, isn't it? Maybe. Unlike Ty, usually his radar's right on the money.
Yeah.
But well assisted by Braden there, both times. Big outs for Adelaide for sure.
So Brody Heaps is another terrific story for Goodwood. Only a boy that was stuck in the catching role this year with Riley Moore retiring. And I'm just, you know, really proud of the Goodwood Baseball Club for, you know, looking within and seeing how they can solve some problems themselves. So they've chucked Brody behind the dish, and it's not an easy shot, and he cracks it up the middle for a base hit.
Yeah, hats off to Brody. I mean, he leapt onto the scene a couple of years ago, didn't he? You know, he won the league Rookie of the Year, I think, a couple of years ago, and as an outfielder, and had a really solid year with the bat. And to be thrown into a role like that and to take it on board, obviously he's got some good help there to help him progress. But it's not easy when you're just establishing yourself in the side to have a whole new role, which is a significant role too. So doing a good job.
Fantastic job. Billy Sutton, another member of the South Australian under-18 team, in the DH slot here. Take strike one. Billy's been progressing nicely as well. He's a interesting boy, incredible athlete, got high level speed, beautiful agility. And like a lot of baseballers on their journey, just finding out where this game sits with him is the chopper going overhead, which I'm sure I didn't need to tell you about. There's Damon again. Comes up and in.
Yeah, he's just starting to get some good game time, and that's how they've got to progress, Spurs, as you know, these young fellas getting at bats and experience. And you know, as they get more at bats and more experience out there and learning more about the game, they can develop pretty quickly.
Oh, absolutely.
With good senior guys around them.
And especially coming in this year, this is after the couple of COVID years. This year has been back to imports, and although there are restrictions, I think top 6 last year could only get 1 import, and the bottom 6 could get 2. Is that correct, Matt?
Bottom 4 got 2 this year.
Bottom 4 got 2.
So top 9 from last year 1, and the bottom 4 2. So
okay.
Just trying to get a bit of an injection to those sides. They struggled a little bit last year in the bottom end. And you know, it's certainly, well, you know, you can look on this year. Obviously, it's helped us for sure at Adelaide. You know, sitting in the top 4, and I think Port Adelaide were in the bottom 4 last year as well, and they're sort of sitting in the 6, and Golden Grove, I think the other team's sitting around the mark, so certainly helped.
Yeah. Sutton gets that one off the fist, but he's going to score the first run for the Indians. Very nice piece of hitting by Billy Sutton. Got slightly jammed on a well-located pitch, but he was good enough to get the barrel to it and clubbed it over the top of shortstop.
Yeah, really good at bat by Billy there. Worked, you know, fell behind in the count and worked his way back into it, and managed to get some good contact. Good enough to get over Ty there. Score their first run for sure.
Early runs are always important in twilight games. They come and go very quickly. 2 hours, 7 digs. Always light comes into play at some stage.
You know, games can go through and before you know it, it's a 5th Spurlo, you know, and we've got a lot of room to play from there.
Interesting to see here with the thought pattern of Goodwood, whether they're going to, as I said, Billy's got high level speed. They're going to send him. Two out. Picks that outside edge again. Billy's been all around the strike zone.
Could be running here. 3-1, 2 out. 3-1 count, 2 out. May see some movement.
He's off. He strikes out again. Sorry, doesn't strike out. 3-2.
3-2. Big pitch this one.
Delivers a pate good enough to fight things off and keep things alive. Been a very interesting year in Division 1 baseball this year, Matt, with a little bit of a changing of the guard and West Torrens battling away.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, Sturt and Henley are up there again, and like we said before, you know, we sort of touched on the imports in terms of the bottom 4, and, you know, like I said, for Adelaide and for Port Adelaide sitting in the 6, and that's benefited those two sides, and like I said, Golden Grove hovering. You know, that does, you know, whether that's helped or not, whether it's coincidental, time will tell.
Yeah. And in a little bit of a comedy act there, Brady had already caught that third strike, but he thought, I'll just throw him out just in case, and Braden nearly tripped over first in the meantime.
I think Braden might have just done that for the cameras, maybe.
So I've also, the Angels this year introduced a role of Director of Junior Coaching, and I sort of would maybe slash that and sort of maybe Director of Coaching in general. But it brought an American boy here called Matt Costello to the club. What can you tell me about what...
Well, you know Matt very well, obviously, as you know, Spells, back when he was here back in the 80s as an import for Woodville.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong as I go along, but yeah, Matt was planned to come out last season in a similar role, and obviously with COVID made it virtually impossible. But in terms of his role, yeah, look, what an outstanding fella. You know, just brings. I mean, you know his CV probably a lot clearer than I would, but he's been, you know, some of the places he's coached at, and the knowledge that he's got from his baseball journey, you know, invaluable for us. And I know from the juniors' point of view, he's been fantastic, and he's imparted a lot of knowledge there, and just brought something different. I think something different from in terms of coaching methods and coaching kids, but all good. You know, just and a lot of the kids have benefited from that for sure.
Absolutely. I think we're hoping that all through the club might benefit from it. That you know, get a little piece of Matt that they can take away into the future and use. But yeah, I find more and more about him every day. It's nicely hit. It's a deep shot straight away centre field. Great job by Henry Can. Stand up double.
That's what he's been. Struggled a little bit this year at Divi 1 level, Henry. But what you saw there is exactly what he's capable of. So hitting doubles to the fence and good way to start the inning for the Angels.
Yeah, Matt's a highly decorated baseballer. It was a class act, a switch hitting shortstop. He was in the top 10 hitters nationwide in his Division 1 college year, which when you put that into perspective is just amazing. A couple of knee injuries, but yeah, he's travelled the world coaching, school teacher by trade. As that ball sneaks away from Heaps and Can advances 90 feet to third, none out.
Yeah, and you can't underestimate having a guy like that, at little old Adelaide, just the wealth of knowledge that he can pass on, and just such an open guy.
The Giants saw him and they liked what they saw, so he's been out there since October throwing BP and working infield, outfield, whatever they required or needed. So he's been doing a really valuable job. He's loved every minute of that with the very high profile Adelaide Giants. That's a nice piece of hitting. That's long and deep. That has sailed over. That is a big shot from Braden Edwards. Got a fastball down and golfed it. Got it up in the wind stream.
Yeah, he did. And that's, we sort of talked about at the start of the broadcast spells about the breeze and, just started to pick up a little bit, and you get it, you elevate that enough, the breeze off of the ocean will carry that for sure. So that's his pitch and delivered for Adelaide there.
And we're talking about the junior development, and here's one of the boys in Brady Smith that remember him as a youngster, and he was, good, but he's just got such discipline and such dedication to get better and work hard, and it's so noticeable. So he has really marshalled the troops behind the dish here for the past couple of years, really. I know.
Yeah. Oh, look, I've had Brady under me as a coach, as a junior, right through, and look, his work ethic, is phenomenal. And you talk about temperament in this game and the ability to work hard, and he's got that in spades, and he'll succeed in whatever he does. He just wants to learn and improve, and he is. He's becoming a real staple in this team now, and he deserves every success he gets. And probably his biggest quality is just a great kid, and an unbelievable teammate. And he's one lad that revels in other teammates' successes, and that's one of the biggest qualities that we found in Brady at a real young age. So he'll go places. Absolutely.
In the HP, the high performance program at Baseball SA, and working hard in the batter's box here to stay alive. And then there's your young son, old Lockie Pace, that doing a fantastic job too. I mean, Lockie, all through his youth, his 11, 12, 13, 14, just was always, a small boy. It just took a little bit of time to grow, but he just kept believing in himself and working on the right things. And as Brady ends up striking out, but to see him now grow and gain a bit of strength and some confidence in that. And he's had a little flit around in the infield in A grade at second base, and been playing some shortstop in the twos, been playing some shortstop in the under-19s, and been doing a really good job. I know it's not easy for you to comment on that one, but you'd have to be super proud of him, mate.
Oh, look, yeah, for sure. He as you said, he's had his challenges through his junior days, but he got an opportunity in round one and had a good game against Port Adelaide at Division 1 level at second base. And yeah, he's had 6 or 7 A-grade starts, and you know, it's his first year of senior baseball, so thrown into the deep end with it. But look, he's continually trying to get himself strong, and he works hard, and he's got a good friends base here, and they'll work pretty hard together. And yeah, look, you know, he's part of the future of the club for sure, along with Brady and others I'm sure we're going to touch on as well.
Yeah. Young Benny Ganley, 16-year-old again, that pitched a couple of digs against Woodville on the weekend and did a mighty fine job as Chris Congdon fouls that one off to stay alive. 2-2 count.
Yeah, another one of our juniors coming through, and you know, charter lad, state player, and another one that's come through. And
he gets that high deep on the handle, and Creswell goes back to try to catch it and couldn't make it. So Congdon gets on, gets a base hit.
But yeah, Benny's another one, like I said, you know, along with the Lock and Brady, and there's Benny and Tommy and Brodie Chapman, and they're coming through together. But you know, Benny's had a nibble at A grade as well this year, and like you said before, I think he's thrown 7 or 8 innings for the year for Simsy, and every time he's come onto the mound at A grade level, he's done a really good job. So he's contained bats, which is all he's got to do, and he's done it really well. So he's definitely got a big role to play even this year.
Absolutely. In the under-16 state team, the Angels had Hamish Batchelor go away with that group, had Ethan Fitzgerald as a train-on. 18s had Ben Ganley, Tom Ganley, Brodie Chapman, Blake Peterson and Brady Smith go away with the coach Chris Sims and EO Cat Ganley. So again, just a wonderful reward to the club to be contributing so strongly in both of those grades.
Yeah, and you know, as you know, Spills, this is probably something that started 6 or 7 years ago, really, you know, before the redevelopment, and really put a lot of hard work behind the scenes to put into our junior program, which we have to do here. And a credit to a lot of people behind the scenes to put in the hard yards to do everything we possibly can, and continue to do so to help these young players develop and ultimately get them to be Division 1 players at this baseball club.
Good breaking pitch, fouled by Tracy. And that's part of the program here too, and again run by, or invented and really driven by Cat Ganley with the Angel Junior Academy. They run a 6-week program in August, September, and kids from other clubs have been attending it, so it's not just exclusive to Adelaide. As he takes a pitch up high, and, you know, to be surrounded with coaches like Creswell, Stephen Welsh, Matt Pace, Ty Forney, Aidan Prokopek, Burke Webber, Rick Mead, Malcolm Gregg. I mean, the kids really get their money's worth, and Tracy's found a gap here. That's beaten Hutchins at centre field. That's going to score Congdon, and Tracy waltzes into second. Another stand-up double.
Yeah, no, even back to the junior, what a great program. You know, as you said, Cat put a lot of hard work into that, got some great coaches, and you know, being part of that was really good. Really enjoyed that, and even getting to work with other coaches from other clubs was really good as well. And like you said, it's open to players from other clubs to help develop their game as well.
On a primary school carnival here, we'll just get a few things over. You know, 190 primary school students plus teachers from 4 schools in the local area, and it was run primarily by 35 students from the baseball program at the Gawler High School. So they came down as part of their assessment program and ran the carnival. So again, another wonderful initiative and a real buy-in from just baseball in general, without it being, you know, exclusive to the Angels. Chaffee looks.
Yeah, we need, you know, baseball in this country, and you know, specifically this state. You know, we need more kids participating, and 190 kids, that's a lot of kids, isn't it? So, you know, and again, driven hard by Cat and obviously others that helped run that successfully, and you know, hopefully we can get a lot of those kids come out and put the red, gold and blue on as well. that are in the local area.
Absolutely. And that then sort of leads us into the charter program and the Little League Rays. The Angels will have 5 representatives in it this year. The intermediate Armada will have 5 reps in it, plus head coach Jason Turvey, as Johnson picks a walk. Junior League Rays will have 5 representatives, plus head coach Darren Bromley. Senior Armada will have 1 representative. And that, all of that said, really just leads to why the Adelaide Angels Baseball Club has been the South Australian Junior Club of the Year for 2021 and 21-22, last 2 years, which has been a real feather in the cap of a lot of people back in the early days that have just poured heart and soul and emotion into it to create. And look at what we got here.
Yeah, and like I touched on before, we had to, Spurlo, you know, we had to do it, and it continues to happen. All the hard work behind the scenes, and you know, and we're really lucky now. The rewards are that we've got a great facility that they can play at, and good coaches here, and it's just a really good community place to be.
And I can't go by without a boy that's been travelling down from Mildura for the last perhaps 5 years playing for the Angels. But there was a Down Under Winter Classic, a team that went away to America, an under-17 Australian team, and Blake Peterson, big fiery redhead, was part of that group, and he also made his Fawny pops up, bushels underneath it, and he takes the catch. So real shout out to Blake as well. That was a wonderful reward for effort for him.
For sure. Another kid with some talent. You've seen him firsthand, Spells. And yeah, no, he's got some tools, hasn't he? Throws the ball hard, live arm, swings the bat pretty well, and he's got a good reach there at first base. So.
Yeah.
Another young fella with a lot of potential for the club.
Welsh goes first pitch, and that's right against the fence, and just going to stop Bushy from catching it. And it's Sponsors Day here at the Adelaide Baseball Club, where they're welcoming in all of their sponsors.
There's a few up there, Spells.
What a list there is.
There's a few. There's about 20 odd people up there, I think. So good turnout from our sponsors tonight. So cracking contest and good weather for the sponsors that you know, they really do help out our club and all clubs really. You know, they're a big part of club growth for sure. That financial support that they give is incredible.
Yeah, people like Fable, Full Hammer, the Highway Hotel, Rex Electrical Supplies, Richmond Chicken and Grill, Jane Stinson MP, Gary J. Smith, Sunset Locksmiths, Air Everywhere, Bendigo Bank, BFD Electrical, Can Do Flooring, Northland Distributors, Peak 24 Fitness, Smart Road Auto Wreckers. There's a couple more too that we got late that I just want to make a little mention of.
And we thank all those sponsors that, like I said, touched on before. Without them, we really don't have a club, so we can't, you know, put these junior programs in place without them. So integral part of what a club can do and the growth that they can have.
Well, the club's got 20 odd teams, and to put them out there, to provide equipment, to have baseballs, etc., costs a lot of money to get them on the park. So again, we just can't thank the sponsors enough, and to see them here tonight enjoying themselves, being fed and watered on the hill, watching this, just magnificent.
Yeah, they've all got I can have a look up there. They're all having a good time up there. Good little vantage point up there in front of the clubhouse. So Walsh squeezes one to left field there.
Yeah, and the Tennyson Woods Catholic School also. We've got to make mention to them. They're also a keen sponsor. And they've got some upcoming principal tour dates that they'd like us to have a quick chat about. So if I can use any form of skill at all, I'll inform you.
While you're doing that, what have we got? First and second, 2 out.
Chaffee with a bit of sidearm, and Bushy collects, and again he's fired it in the dirt. Ooh, and all of a sudden they might run themselves out of this. Bush is caught, but give it to Bush, and Brody Heaps runs him down. So the Angels cut themselves short of a rally, but they put a few on the board. They got 4 on in that dig, so they lead this game 4-1. So we'll watch this play unfold again. And as soon as it has completed, we'll take a short break and we will be back. Nice play there. Let's see the youthful Brody Heaps run him down. So the Angels lead at 4-1. We'll be back top 3. We'll see you in a moment.
We are a local business servicing local communities with the ability to offer you and your business the best prices. We offer a large range of office supplies from pens, ink cartridges and toner to monitors, keyboards and laptops. If you can't see it on our website or in our catalogue, ask us and we'll source it for you. We have a partnership with Kaishira Document Solutions where you will find many leasing options available for these state-of-the-art units and plenty to choose from whether you have 5 or 5,000 employees. We offer businesses a one-stop shop for all cleaning, kitchen and bathroom needs. Check out our website at www.hilltopofficesupplies.com.au. Register your business to stay on top of the latest sales and receive member specials. We are baseball people here to support the baseball community.
So welcome back everyone. As we were just talking about the Tennyson Woods Catholic School at Richmond, they've got a couple of principal tour dates. So any parents out there that are looking for a magnificent school to send their children, Friday the 17th of February, 9:30 to 10:30, Wednesday 15th of March, 5 to 6 p.m. Bookings essential, 8131 7900. Please give them a ring or email them at www.twcs.catholic.edu.au. That's their website. So jump on, have a look at the school. If it's a good match, please ring them, book in, get on a principal tour. And BFD Electrical, I seem to know something about them, but what can you tell me about them?
Yeah, well, that's
you're a partner.
I am, yes. That's my company with great Shane Bennett, a partner of mine as well, and we got Huey Batchelor working for us, so he's on board. Does a good job, Hugh.
So obviously all things electrical, Matt.
That is it.
Anywhere, anytime?
Anywhere, anytime. Yeah, we'll do mainly domestic, bit of small commercial. So, yeah, no, it's going well at the moment. Thanks, Bells.
And how can they get a hold of you, buddy?
Just by contacting me direct, actually. So, 0417 035 830 is my number. It's around the, it's on the signs around the club, around the place. So, pretty easy to get hold of.
Fantastic stuff. And again, Fable, we'll go through them again. Fable, the wonderful Chris Day and Full Hammer, the apparel, everything apparel from Full Hammer. Highway Hotel, one of the magnificent pubs around the place, the Highway. Rexel Electrical Supplies, so no doubt you'd use Rexel for a lot of your gear, Matty.
I do. I've got a account with Rexel.
The O'Reillys at Richmond Chicken and Grill, which is a fantastic chicken and grill spot just at Richmond there. We're going to talk to Jane Stinson a little bit later, and Gary J. Smith, Real Estate, Sunset Locksmiths, Air Everywhere, Bendigo Bank, who I've got a great affiliation with because being in junior baseball, Bendigo Bank have been enormous supporters of the Little League in Lismore. BFD Electrical, who we do, Can Do Flooring, that is Henry Can and Steph Welsh. Northland Distributors, Peak 24 Fitness. That ball and that bounces its way through Edwards at first base, and Creswell gets on, base hit. So we're chasing a couple. 4-1 the scoreline. Top three. Your engine room right in as Damon rolls a breaking pitch across.
A big part of their lineup now. It's 4, 5, 6.
Nice change up by Damon, so follows up a breaking pitch with a change up. Showing his full repertoire. 0-2 count. Creswell on first, 1 out. A good slider from him, and again he just keeps pounding the zone with all sorts of pitches.
Yeah, no, he's a high strike thrower, and like I said, touched on I think earlier, loves to get ahead in the count. That breaking ball away causes a lot of problems for oppo hitters.
And that's driven to right field as well, base hit. Creswell rounds, but he'll be held.
Great bit of hitting by Matt Hutchins there. Just leant on it, didn't he? Went the other way. Experienced campaigner, fantastic. Shot the other way.
So 2 knocks to 9, runners on first and second, 1 out. Top three. Angels leading at 4-1. Feebig, Bushell, Hughes. Next hitters up. Damon again gets ahead of the count. Fastball straight down the chute, 0-1. Comes in there again, 0-2. Breezy a little bit fluky here. It's in and out, but there's certainly some breeze to contend with. It's a bit swirly. It's Damon gets one off the end of the bat, and Forney comes in and makes a routine out.
Oh,
thought it was.
I think he thought there was 2 outs, Ty.
He's still at work, I think.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Spill. I think. Feels like around about 7 o'clock the wind really starts to swirl a little bit. Might cause a little bit of havoc as the game goes on.
So the Angels have also been quite prolific with their women's competition. Fielding Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. Took them a little while. I think this might be their first year up in Division 1.
Three women's teams, I think, this year.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're right. First time in Division 1, which is great for the club. And yeah, you know, three women's teams is a great stepping stone for sure.
Fantastic.
From where we've been at.
Yep, young Sienna Teal made her Division 1 debut as a 14-year-old this year, and there's a ground ball. Oh.
Yeah, that was. Interesting there, wasn't it?
Well, that just was spontaneous, that it just took Steph into the field and right on Hutchings' line, and he unintentionally barreled him, but they're both big, strong men. Up they get, and onward they forge. So the Angels retain a 4-1 lead. move to the bottom of the third. Just while we're just talking about the women's program, 5 junior girls playing across women's division 2 and 3. And the Baseball SA introduced the Seahorses this year, and they went to a Barclay Cup, which is held in Queensland, I think. And Sienna Teal, Isabella Hacker, Regan O'Reilly, Lily Ruskin, and coach Dion Teal, part of that program. So, and the youth women's national head coach. National women's head coach, I don't think so, but Dion, I think, was appointed coach of the South Australian junior girls.
Yeah. But yeah, now some of those girls were part of our Angels Junior Academy pre-season, and yeah, some talented girls there.
Yeah, they're all running around in under 15s, under 14s at the moment. I think it's a great introduction for them. I know it's tough and it's a little bit feisty on occasions for them, just with boys being boys, but I think it really really toughens them up and gets them used to the rigours of baseball.
Absolutely. Talk about a grounding, you know, playing with and against 14, 15-year-old boys will, you know, will certainly test them, but it'll hold him in good stead for sure, you know. But no, it's great. It's great to see the women's baseball growing. Participation in this sport is fantastic, Spello, as you know, from anyone. So it's good to see across the board.
Henry Can, who hit the double to start things off in the second, take strike one. Chaffee still wheeling away and misses outside, 1-1. Foul ball that knuckles off of an upright post.
Plenty of those here.
And Stan will have a look at that one and make sure she's not split and it's all good to go. He's happy with it and passes the ball back to Chaffee. Settle in again, 1-1 count. He misses up and out, 2-1. Again gets a breaking pitch. Can make contact and fouls it down the left field line. Two the count. Strikes out. What are you up to this year, Maddie? What are you rolling around in and doing? I know you obviously was head coach. And
yeah, just having a bit of a spell this year from any coaching commitments.
Well, that ball's driven as well. It's deep, but Hutchins tracks it and makes the catch.
Good ground. Yeah, so just sort of a bit of a spectator this year, Spurlo, and helping out a little bit where I can. Playing a bit of Division 7 with my uncles on a Saturday morning, which is fun. So, yeah, just sort of enjoyed the break. But you know what it's like, you never stay away for too long.
No, not a guy like you, so fit and still so much to offer that, but it's good to refresh the batteries and I think find out where you're at with things and, you know, where you want to see yourself and where you want to put your energy. So,
yeah,
I'm sure you'll have a ponder over winter and.
Yeah, no, for sure. you know, like I said, you pitch. When you've been around the game a long time, it's always in your blood, isn't it? As you know, and but like you said, sometimes you just need to take a step back and refresh the mind and try something a little different outside of baseball. And but yeah, like I said, I think it'd be nice to come back at some stage, back into the fold.
Yep, well, still a lot of unfinished business with you, as there's a different style of delivery, a little bit of sidearm. He drops that down a little bit chaffy, and Smith again fights him off and stays alive. 1-2 count.
He's working the zone pretty well, isn't he, Chaffee?
Yeah.
He's working all parts of the plate for sure.
Smith drives that to right field and taken by Pake. We complete 3. We've got a score line of Angels 4, Goodwood 1. We'll take a short break. We'll see you here in a sec.
Looking for the finest in household items to complement and complete your dream look? Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse pride themselves on the best customer service, communication and quality furniture.
We try and offer our customers is the opportunity to buy on-trend furniture at a discounted price.
Go see Super League Baseball sponsor Just the Thing Furniture for their wide range of quality furniture to find the perfect item that will complete your home and suit your budget. Mention Super League Baseball for free Metro delivery. Just the Thing Furniture, open 7 days a week.
Welcome back to Weagle Oval. Good game on our hands. Crucial game. Adelaide still pressure on and needing to continue to win games and consolidate their position, and just becoming crucial for Goodwood to find some wins and keep themselves with a hope to come home hard and sneak into the 6th, wherever that may be.
And you feel like they will, Spurlo. I mean, at some point, I mean, like I said, you look at their lineup tonight with the experience that they've got in their lineup. You know, there's some 2 or 3 junior players that are really capable, and a guy like Chaffee on the mound, I think Fitzy through on the weekend. So they've got the tools to make a run at it, that's for sure.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of history and a lot of self-belief, so they can never ever count them out. Owen Hughes ground out the shortstop at his first at bat, takes strike 1.
Is Billy getting ahead again? You know, it's a staple of Billy, just getting ahead in counts.
Oh, and as you said, it just dramatically, and there's a beautiful pitch, strike 2. Just increases your options and reduces the chances of a hitter by getting ahead, because now Bill can do what he likes and he just piffs on outside for a ball. 1-2 count.
Oh, absolutely, and it puts a lot of pressure on hitters, you know, gets them to 0-2, 1-2 counts and forces them to swing at a pitch they may not want to, that's borderline.
And there's a change up. Lovely executed pitch. Billy Damon. Hughes strikes out.
And most importantly, it keeps your pitch count down.
Yeah.
So with pitch limits that we've got, obviously in the competition, quick outs are good.
Foul ball. Heaps on another first pitch strike by Damon. He really has settled in. He's an all-rounder, Billy Damon. And there's Heaps again, seeing the ball beautifully, and sat another change up there, and he clubs it to centre field. Another base hit for Brodie Heaps.
He just didn't try and do too much with it, did he? Just, you're right, Billy left it up and drove the ball up the middle, which, you know, you preach a lot. Try and stay up the middle and let it travel in. It's a good piece of hitting.
Terrific piece of hitting and staying on for himself this time as the catcher. Smith sets up inside. Again, Damon just pounds the glove. Heaps is off, but foul ball.
Maybe in a hit and run there, perhaps.
Oh, 2. Again, from the hip. Sets, delivers. Beautiful slider, and Sutton was good enough to get a piece on it and keep himself in the batter's box. 0-2 count. What a big weekend it is for baseball in South Australia with the Adelaide Giants. Taking on Perth Heat in the best of 3, and I've got to say, he pops that ball up, it's going to be some trouble. Congo reads it beautifully and comes in and takes the catch, but fancy the Giants having to fly to Perth, then come back in the morning with Perth to Adelaide. I can't see that.
It's interesting, isn't it?
And I know it's not meant to be an advantage to Adelaide, but they did finish higher. But
yeah,
I would have thought maybe they could leave Saturday off and go 2 on Sunday and just give both teams a chance. It's a long flight.
Yeah,
they'll be off at 6 or 7 in the morning to get back. There's Damon again.
It's not ideal preparation, is it, for a championship series? I wouldn't have thought.
No.
Certainly different to the preparation they would have had throughout the course of the season. But, you know, baseball's a grind, and you just got to find a way and dig deep, and it is what it is.
Yeah. Beautiful throw. Straight into the glove of Can, and Heaps had no choice but to slide and slid straight into the mitt, and that finishes the dig for the Indians. Yeah. Still leading at Adelaide 4-1. Yeah, I just sort of think that, I know that ticket sales have been going crazy here for Saturday night. I think they've pre-sold 1,400 tickets. All of the corporate areas are just about full. It really is going to be a fantastic weekend of baseball. And,
you know, obviously Giants have had a great season, clearly, from a win-loss perspective. And we're talking about Goodwood and their history and how difficult they are to play against. Well, Perth Heat, you know, they've been there and done it, and plenty of times, and you know, and they've really started to put things together in this final series. So, promised to be a good series for sure. Could go either way.
Oh, absolutely. Perth have been Adelaide's nemesis. I know it's a new group, and you know, a few of them wouldn't even know about the history of these teams. But I tell you what, watching Perth last weekend in Brisbane, wow, very impressive. They got some serious players. Reddick and Cosma have both. Reddick and Cosma have both played at MLB. Junior Caminero's on his way there. They've got some serious players.
And, you know, to defeat Brisbane, who were, I mean, they were pretty hot with a really good pitching staff who had done some damage to a lot of teams this season. And, yeah, Perth took them to the sword last weekend.
They sure did. So bottom 4, Angels leading at 4-1. Still a very tight baseball game. Starter's still going as Chaffee winds and delivers. That's pulled foul by Congo. What a great story he's been as well. Came to this club when he was, what, 21?
Yeah.
Or just a youngster
On loan.
From Glenelg on loan.
On loan, yeah. Initially on loan, and then loved it so much, stuck around, and, you know, he's been as we talked about Rowie at the start of the broadcast.
There's a little ground ball. Creswell makes a routine play on 6-3.
And, you know, come across, loved it, you know, and he's been a real stalwart along with Rowie for many years. You know, he's played in some tough years at the club, and he's a fantastic team guy and club captain for many, many years, and drove some good standards here. And, you know, to see him along with Justin winning some games is really pleasing. Hopefully there's some finals for him, you know, in the twilight of his A-grade days, and you know, more importantly, he's still contributing.
Yeah.
You know, he's been big this year, and in many situations, particularly from an offense point of view, when we've needed someone, he's stepped up and he's delivered as he has for many years.
Yeah. Still roams the outfield as well as Annie, and Chaffee, after a couple of breaking pitches, paints him black on the outside edge. 2-2 count.
But yeah, no, he's another one loving the success and loving the youth coming through.
Oof. Just down. So Ryan Chaffee, who spelt, oh, and that's well hit by Max. Beautifully taken again. Oh. As he beats it out, there's his speed again.
Oh, like I said, he's done that many times this season. He's turned, you know, relatively regulation outs into safe infield hits. So it's pretty close.
Beautiful backhand play. Just took a little while to get rid of it. Yeah, and it's a good call by Ronnie Keneally.
Really good call by Ron there. Yep, at real close at live speed. But, you know, that brings, you know, speed at the top of the lineup. Spurlow is, he beat up those infield hits. Crucial. Now he's a real threat on base for Adelaide.
Exactly, especially with a lefty in the box. Just skewering and he's off. Gets a breaking pitch and he'll make it easily. Heats doesn't even throw it.
Just got a really good read there, didn't he? He got a really good jump and got the second uncontested, really.
This is one of those moments where you just got to continue to capitalise and take chances. As clips the outside corner. 2-2. 2-1, sorry. He's been good too, Joe. Little spaghetti move by
look, you
Chaffee.
know, brings his experience from playing overseas and works the zone really well, hits the ball hard. You know, he's you know, really valuable at the top of the lineup. Hard hitting lefty, and may see him feature later on in the game, perhaps on the mound, possibly.
Yeah, had a little stint with the Giants. They liked what they saw, and he played a home series with them and travelled. He picks a walk.
Had a couple of really good outings there, didn't he?
Yeah. Brings Typhorny to the plate. Got on through a wild throw and popped fly to third base, so runners on first and second, 1 out. This is down low again.
Having a really good season, Ty, this year. One of our Adelaide's best hitters statistically. You know, some good hitters in front and behind him.
Oh, they go the double steal. Beautiful throw by Heaps, right on the money. Got him. Just had to be there, that throw.
Yeah, that was excellent by Brodie Heaps. That was really good. He was really good receive, quick on his feet, and a really good throw to Bush at third base. That was excellent. Really good piece of catching there. You know, as we talked about all night, Max he's quick. Have to do a lot of things right back there to get that out.
Yep, and Sims just really pushing things. Had a big part of the lineup here, and
but yeah, back on tie, he's having a great season with the bat, and like I said, having a couple of really strong hitters in front, and obviously, Steph and Billy behind him. He's been one of the true beneficiaries of that real stiffened top 5 for Adelaide this season, and reaping the rewards from a personal point of view.
Absolutely, and also for a guy to, again, show so much dedication and commitment to the Adelaide Baseball Club. And no doubt he's been fielding offers from other clubs for a lot of years, but he's stuck tough, and it's just so wonderful to see him being rewarded and playing in a good baseball team, which he'd just be loving it.
Look, absolutely. I mean, again, he's one of those guys that gets spoken to year in, year out, and why wouldn't you? And but he's stuck with Adelaide. He could see what we're trying to do here, and loves the fact that we've got some senior guys and some imports coming in to help him out, and but with that as well, loves the growth of the kids coming through, and loves the success the kids are getting, and who he's had a bit to do with his coaching as well.
Yeah, going to be a really good mentor for them, because he's a very classy infielder and a good hitter, so he's got a lot to offer, and very quietly spoken guy. He doesn't really burst out of the blocks, but he's
just a great temperament for the game too. If things aren't going his way, he just goes about it, backs his skills in.
Oh, beautiful pitch by Chaffee. Ty wasn't happy, but boy, it was a little backdoor breaking pitch, and just found a part of the plate.
Yeah, tough one. Low and in maybe, but I don't know.
So we complete 4. We'll take a short break. We've got Jane Stinson going to have a little chat with us. We'll see you back here in a moment.
Citadel IT has been built on the foundations of trust and reliability. We have experience in all aspects of IT, including cloud computing, security, networking, and more. If you are looking for an experienced team that will give you an honest answer about your business needs, then contact Citadel IT today.
Welcome back, everyone. Weagle Oval. We've got the Labor MP for the seat of Badco here in Adelaide, South Australia, in Jane Stinson. So thanks very much for joining us, Jane.
Great to join you.
And you were instrumental in this wonderful development, weren't you?
Well, this is a magnificent view. We're sitting here being able to see the ball come straight down the line, so it's pretty awesome here from the scorer's box. But it's a beautiful afternoon for it. You can see just these pitches are in incredible shape, but they simply wouldn't have existed, 2 years ago?
Exactly.
We got this huge redevelopment, about $7 million, and yeah, it's come up trumps.
It sure has. We can't thank you enough as a baseball club for all of the effort that you put in and supporting a wonderful team here that really worked hard at it too. But I know you were very instrumental in a lot that went on here, Jane. So
thank you. Well, it's very satisfying sitting here and seeing people use it and get the most out of it.
Absolutely. And that ball's ripped. Peter Pate gets him on the lead off for Goodwood, just over the top of the glove of Ty Forney.
We were talking before, Jane, about how it's a real community hub here. That's you see people from the neighbourhood and walking past, walking their dogs, using the playground and getting around the canteen and the bar facility. So it feels like it's got a real community atmosphere, which is great for the neighbouring people for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've got the soccer training only metres away from us here in their facilities too. So Yeah, you know, you might be interested in soccer and then get a bit addicted to the baseball.
Bit of everything.
That's the Adelaide Cobras that share this facility.
That's
so
right.
Once again, the main club room has 2 bars that so the clubs can run independently of each other. And again, there's magnificent tennis courts which have all been beautifully relayed over there. There's just a fantastic
Nature playground.
Nature playground, and I see so many groups of all nationalities use that area. They do their little yoga there. They meet. It's just fantastic, Jane.
Well, sometimes it's midnight and there's still people playing basketball, so it's a pretty hot spot.
Sure is. And what did it take to get this through?
Took a bit. Shout out has to go to the council as well. So although I was the first one to lay some money on the table way back in 2017, that was obviously motivated the council to get on board as well, and they really have done a great job steering the project. But yeah, I love it every time someone tells me that they've just been down to Weagle Oval and what a great facility it is. You know, it's a great source of pride for our community.
For sure. And that's the city of West Torrens we're talking about.
That's right.
Who again have just been instrumental, and they maintain this facility as well in conjunction with the club. But yeah, it needs a lot of pieces of a puzzle to make something like this work, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of money that goes towards some of the big sports like AFL, sometimes soccer as well, and cricket, of course. But sometimes sports like baseball are a bit left out. So I'm really proud that we've been able to invest. That's worth commentating.
That's worth commentating. That ball's driven deep by Cakebread. Pake was off again with his hit a long ball, but straight away centre. Max Tracy took the catch, so 1 out.
If you're in the vicinity, come down. This is a good game.
It is a good game.
We're winning, so that's always a good game. But yeah, some of the big sports get a lot of the government funding, so it's good to see baseball get its fair share with a facility like this, and it's always really fulfilling to see the other clubs come down and talk about what a great facility it is and how much they love playing on this field, but also the change room facilities and the entertainment facilities that we've got here as well.
And talking politics,
sure.
Not getting deep into it, but I was just so proud of our system that in COVID times that they really wanted to put money into things like this. So it's just the effects are just going to be ongoing for years and years to come. West Torrens Baseball Club got a major uplift there with a complete new facility, a state-of-the-art club room, and that ball's driven deep again to left field, and Congo takes the catch, 2 out. But to see, you know, things like that occurring, even at obviously with the advent of women's baseball, women's sport in general, but it's really made clubs have to develop to provide safe change rooms for the girls to change in and feel comfortable in. So there's been that many works going on at places. It's been a real pleasure to watch, and I thought what a wonderful thing to generate money in here, in South Australia, in the States. It's been fantastic. Was that a focus of governments to do that?
Yeah, well, I think that, you know, a lot of clubs really did it tough when COVID hit, but they've really bounced back.
Just went off the fist and just knuckled it over the top of Edwards at first, and Pake got on his bike and legged a double to get the 3. So runners in the corners, 2 out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think COVID really was tough for a lot of sports clubs, but they've really bounced back now. And I think, like you said, the interest we've seen in women's sport across all different sporting codes has been really fantastic. Of course, the Angels have a very successful, but still only pretty new women's team, and I get out as much as I can to check them out.
Never thought of donning the pants and having a little hit.
They're too good for me now, these girls. I couldn't keep up.
And you just mentioned that your dad was a baseball coach.
Yeah, absolutely. I spent my weekends down at the Diamonds, watching the teams that my dad used to coach. He generally would coach sort of the under 17s, and I got to say, by the time I was 16, I think Dad thought it was probably a bad idea to have his daughter around all the blokes in the tight pants. So after that, I didn't get brought down so much. But yeah, from when I was a little one, I've been around baseball. It's a terrific game.
Sure is, and there's a little fielder's choice for Ty to second base to retire the Indians in the top of the fifth. Still got a scoreline of 4-1. And what's on your agenda at the moment, Jane?
Oh, building a few more sporting facilities, actually, now that you ask. As part of the last elections, election commitments, I've committed to upgrading Glandor Oval, so there's $5 million there. They've got cricket and footy there. The Westminster Football Club play there, as well as the Adelaide Cricket Club, who are based there as well. And then also we're looking at what we can do at Plympton Oval, which isn't too far away from where we sit right now in Plympton. Plympton Oval's the home to the Plympton Football Club, but they also have cricket and soccer there as well, and they really want to get into providing opportunities for women too. So there's some money there for a planning study to be able to look at what the options might be down there. So yeah, I'm definitely continuing on with the investment in sport, because I just think it's really important to our community and does wonders for our health and our mental health, but also that sense of community that you were talking about before that we obviously have in spades down here now.
Absolutely, and I mean, sport has many things it can offer, but you know, the discipline and the, you know, working, you know, in team environments, it's just very beneficial. And I really tip my hat to you, Jane, to be so supportive and so helpful. Yeah, just wonderful stuff.
Thanks. Well, I get a lot out of it personally. So, yeah, it's very fulfilling when you can see. I mean, I've been in this job, I'm coming up to my 5th anniversary as an MP, and a year or so before that campaigning. So I've been doing it for a few years now, and it's actually lovely to be able to see some of the young kids who've progressed through sport in that time and see them go on to some really great things, whether it's playing at this top level or representing their state or even nation sometimes.
And although we're trying to obviously be more and get more women into politics, into all sorts of things. But
yes.
What got you into politics? How did you end up venturing into the cutthroat world of politics? It's Welsh pops it up to the infield. No one can see it. Thank goodness one person can, and that's the ever reliable Kate Brett, who takes a pop fly to the infield.
Yeah, how did I get into politics? Well, I'm a local from around this area, and basically when the previous MP, who'd served for 20 years, decided to retire, I thought, that'd be a good job. I bet they won't pick me, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to go and speak to a bloke I know called Peter Malinauskas.
There you go.
And say to him, what would it take for me to be able to be an MP one day? And he said, one day, do it right now, put your hand up. So I was very lucky to be pre-selected by the Labor Party, and because obviously I'd been a journalist for a long time before that and not a member of a party. And then the voters obviously agreed with the pick, and I got elected. So, yeah, I feel very fortunate to have the opportunity.
Can't hurt being in the pocket of the boss, hey? Peter Malinauskas dropping some big names now.
I actually met him at the pub the first time I ever met him. So there you go. It's a very Adelaide story, isn't it? Just
isn't it
catching
just?
Up with people at the pub.
It's fantastic. And Peter's, you know, obviously still a sporty type too, and plays for the Blacks in footy, and still keeps fit. And
yeah, much to the disappointment of his wife. I think he got knocked out not too long ago. I think that was last year before. So I think she'd love to see him hang it up, actually, but he just keeps going back. He's quite committed to the sport, and particularly the Adelaide Uni side.
Coached by Damien Tofan, by the way.
Is that right?
An Adelaide Angel.
Really?
Coaches that team that Peter Malinauskas plays in.
Every so often I get Peter out to watch Adelaide Uni play against Goodwood Saints Footy Club, who I follow, and yeah, that's always a bit of a grudge match. So far, I think we've won each game that he's come and watched, so that's good at least.
There you go.
And he's doing a fantastic job.
Well, I think so. Not going to get any argument from me on that.
No, I wouldn't think you would. It's base hit there. Henry Can, he's second for the night. Having a great night, Matty.
Yeah, finding a bit of form, Henry. Like I said, early on. He's found it a little bit tough this season so far, but what he's delivered tonight so far, Spurlo, that's what he's capable of doing, and he's a couple of knocks tonight. Certainly on his way to getting back into some good form for the team.
Yeah, what I'm really liking about Chaffin, because we've got such a good look at things, and that one sneaks under his mitt, but sneaks under Crezy's mitt as well. So a little ball with eyes just snuck its way, and he gets on.
Something about this infield tonight, isn't there? There's sort of feels like it's playing all sorts of tricks, both sides of the diamond. So, yeah, that's a rare mistake from Jeremy, that's for sure. You don't see that very often.
What else has been happening in the world of Jane Stinson MP?
Well, it's back to school this week, so I'm spending a lot of time at our local schools. In fact, Pete's coming to visit Richmond Primary School with me tomorrow. We're talking about what we're doing to help children on the autism spectrum. We've got some special teachers coming into our schools this week, so that's one thing. But I'll be visiting Forbes Primary School later in the week. I think the boss is coming to that one as well, so you can't get enough of
I can't get enough of you,
Can't get
Jane.
enough of it. And to be honest, the kids love him, so we always have a good time when we visit our local schools.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, they are the backbone of our society, aren't they, with all of the everything they do for us and educating our children. It's not an easy world at the moment, and so much going on, and I think we forget that it still is a pretty simple sort of life if you hold some good morals and ethics and you're brought up correctly. So wonderful stuff for you again to get to the grassroots and really get to the schools and support them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't know, the kids bring you back down to earth as well. You can be having a pretty busy, hectic day with Parliament and briefings and meetings about all sorts of heavy things, and then you get to spend an hour with some kids at school and you remember what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's about making sure that we're investing in those little lives so that they can get out here and be part of our community.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I saw that, through SA that we are all passing in their mobile phones now?
Yeah, good question. So, basically we took to the election a policy of banning mobile phones in schools.
Oh, Bushy. Been having a bit of trouble with his throwing, but he gets that one across.
Nice play then.
Nice play. Retires the Angels as we complete 5. Still got them leading, the Adelaide Angels 4-1 against Goodwood. We'll just finish up with you, Jane. So where were we with the schools?
We're talking about mobile phones.
Mobile
and look,
phones.
you don't get to be great baseball players like this by sitting on your mobile phone, do you? No. So, we want to make sure that we're rolling out this ban in schools at the moment on mobile phones. Basically, the kids hand them in at the beginning of the day, get them back at the end of the day, because we obviously want them focusing on their teachers and learning and learning those good morals and all the things that we want them to learn to be fit and active and thinking members of our community.
And they're highly distracting phones.
Absolutely.
I'm a complete tech
I've got
nut.
mine in front of me right now.
Oh, and
You haven't looked at it once, Jane.
I haven't. Well, it's been such engrossing conversation and a great game.
Well, you can stay with us. You can stick as long as you like, Jane.
You'll never get rid of me. It's a good view from here as well.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about your early stages, and you said you're into journalism.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I finished school, I thought I was really interested in law and really interested in journalism as well. And funnily enough, I ended up being a journalist who focused on reporting on the law. So that was a good combination. I was really lucky to work at the ABC, Channel 7 and 10. But probably the highlight of my career has been working overseas, especially I worked on the war crimes tribunals in Cambodia.
Wow.
And also went over to Africa, Rwanda for a while and worked over there, and India early on too. Travelled around and filed a lot of radio reports when I was only pretty young, in my early 20s, for India, for the radio stations over there. So yeah, it was I've had a lot of opportunities in life, and I'm glad for that, because I get to come back and share that through my current job and working with my community.
Yeah, I love it that that you evolve yourself, and so much experience, because I mean it does grow you and enables you to make decisions with good thought patterns and a lot of process. So fantastic with the times of fear over there, Jane, of any of those moments where you were at places.
Yeah, well, when I was in India, I actually stayed in a hotel in Mumbai, got back home, and 2 weeks later there was a massive terrorist attack. So those moments make you realise how lucky you are.
Absolutely.
And they're pretty lucky out there at the moment as well, as the Angels are still ahead.
Yep. Yep, the little jitters in the infield continue.
Yeah, there's something out there, Spurlo, I tell you. I don't know what's going on out there, but it's playing havoc. You don't see that very often.
Well, we got probably arguably the 3 best infielders that in Ty Forney and Jeremy Creswell and Josh Cakebread, and you do not see those guys make routine errors very often. And of course Ty then says, all right, well, I'll make a class play for it up the middle, which was magnificent.
Yeah, that was a pretty special play by Ty, but again, you know, something that we're accustomed to seeing a lot out here, so he's certainly very, very good at his craft. Big double play there for Adelaide too.
Oh, he caught the double play.
He did get the double play.
Wow.
So 2 big outs.
Don't know if you can hear it on the commentary, but the crowd's pretty impressed as well.
Yeah, it's a good crowd in tonight too, Jane.
Yeah, well, they've got the bar open and the hot food flowing from the canteen, so they're loving it.
I'll tell you what, that canteen gets some wraps. I tell you, with their chicken wraps, there's a little bit of a play on words, but boy, it's a well-run canteen. And there's the fantastic Space Crate crew giving us a look at things. Ball's inside. And again, both starters doing a wonderful job at a 4-1 scoreline. It's very much still in the balance, so all a starting pitcher can do is continue to give your team a chance, and both of them are doing a great job. Billy misses down 2-1.
Yeah, 4-1. I mean, it's certainly well and truly in the balance here. A couple of base runners, a couple of hits, and you're back in the game. So, you know, that's how tightly poised this game is. I know it doesn't show up from a 4-1. You think Adelaide are in control in many aspects, they are, but you're only a couple of base runners away, a couple of hits.
Can all turn around so quickly, can't it?
Bit of momentum, and then all of a sudden, the score can change pretty quickly.
Stanley's in the event too, the chief.
Got a bit excited, Stan, didn't he?
Punched him out with 2 strikes.
Yep.
But
he's
he's been on fire too, heaps. He's really driven that one hard, and Tracy again with a beautiful read. Drifts his way back into the left centre alley and takes the catch.
There's those wheels we were talking about, you know, from Max out there, and he's just lightning quick and hunts those left centre gap down.
Yeah, what I'm loving about this as well, we've got a real pro in Ryan Chaffee on the mound for the Indians. And again, he's 4-1 down, and he probably would be hoping that he's got a better score line than that, but just great demeanour, and even his communication with the umpire on particular pitches, just asking where they are and not in any aggressive manner. It's just a real pleasure to see, and Billy again is working hard out there for the Angels. So both pitchers doing a really wonderful job here, and again the team sponsors up there, and I see Jane Stinson.
There we go.
There's me.
Member for Badco.
You can see my sign over there. It says #1 ticket holder. Proudly so, proudly so.
Oh, it's wonderful. Fantastic, Jane. And again, I don't think you realise how much you just provide confidence to the crew here and the committee, you know, knowing that they've got somebody like yourself that they can talk things through and get opinions on, and know that you're here and you're genuinely supporting them, and it's a wonderful thing, Jane.
Well, I should give a bit of a shout out to Leanne Smith. She's a stalwart, of course, of the Angels, and she got me involved quite a few years ago now. I think this is my 5th year as #1 ticket holder, And, you know, it's such a warm welcome from the club, and I really felt instantly welcomed back into the game, but also into the club itself. So every time I come down here, there's smiling faces, and I've brought my dad down a few times to watch as well, which he always loves. And friends who have had nothing to do with baseball come down and get to check out the sport. So, yeah, I'm very grateful for the warm welcome that I get, and try and pass that on to everyone to get involved in the club as well.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Particularly when it comes to the women's game, I really think that there's a lot of potential for growth there, and some fantastic skills you can see from the women in just a few years. Some of these players haven't been playing that long, and they're doing just a ripper job, and it's a great sport to watch.
Absolutely, and with our 3 grades, the Division 1, 2 and 3, and so many youngsters like 13, 14, 15-year-old girls playing throughout, under 13s, under 15s, and building their way up to the women's as that ball's down the line. But Bush has taken it beautifully and piffs one across. And magnificent play, Jack Bush.
Yeah, he's super talented, isn't he? We touched on him earlier in the game about where he's come and how well he's going, and yeah, that's a classy play in a big moment there too for Goodwood.
Especially getting a lead off on, and we go back to the top of the lineup for the Angels. It was crucial, and
for sure,
see that throw, and very nicely received over there at first.
Yep.
Tommy Feebig. Chuffy again finds the outside edge, strike 1. Again, he winds and delivers a curveball, just a bit up, 1-1. What are a few of the things that you really like about baseball, Jane?
Well, I do like a nice afternoon like this. It's beautiful, warm sun. You can watch a great game, catch up with friends, and have a good chat as the game's going on. So, you know, I think it's quite a relaxing spectator sport in some ways, but then it has its moments where it's super exciting, of course, as well, and you find yourself jumping out of your seat.
Max Tracy picks up his 3rd hit for the day.
That's a great piece of hitting. I mean, that's a tough pitch to hit. You know, low and away, stay back, drive that ball up the middle. That's a great bit of hitting. Didn't try and do too much with the pitch, Max, and punched a single to centre field.
Oh, it's well hit too. Joe Johnson. But a 6-4-3, just a classy double play. 3 magnificent outs by the Indians.
See, now that's another thing I like about baseball. It's fast, and things can turn around quite suddenly. There's a bit of suspense involved.
Seen that a few times, a 6-4-3 with Creswell and Cakebrad, haven't we?
Yeah.
Over the journey. Really classy.
Beautiful flip to his partner. Tracy knew he wasn't anything in the play, so he ran off, and just a brilliant play. 6-4-3.
So this looks like we're coming to the 7th spell.
Is that right? Let's go for a quick break. We'll see you in a sec.
Done.
Hi guys, I'm Jez and this is Mark from Peak 24. If you're looking to get fitter, stronger, healthier, give us a call and come see us at
149 Marion Road, Richmond, or you can see us on Facebook, Instagram, and we'll get back to you real soon, or via our website, peak24.com.au. Hope to see you soon.
It's a family-owned and operated restaurant and event space down at West Beach. We came together always knowing that we wanted to do something with family, and here we are, focusing very heavily on sustainable and fresh produce, and we're very proud of that.
Our point of difference is genuine hospitality and passion for what we do. We truly love and believe in what we do and enjoy delivering fantastic service to our customers. And we recently were awarded with 2 awards, Best Breakfast Restaurant in Adelaide and Best Contemporary Informal Dining in Adelaide, which we're thrilled to receive.
We pride ourselves on giving people an experience from the moment they walk in the door. We're a family business, and everybody that comes through the door is entering our family.
Be sure to check our website www.oceanic.com.au for our new opening hours and to make bookings in regards to the restaurant and functions.
Back to Weagle Oval, top of the 7th, money time of the baseball game. What a fast game it's been. Pitchers have been dealing it, and a little flurry by the Angels in the second. Both teams scored in the second. Goodwood scored in the top with 1, and Angels responded with 4 in the bottom of the second, and that is where the scoreline has remained. So top of the 7th, pitching change for the Angels. Joe Johnson replaces Billy Damon, who did a superb job. Really did. Just kept pounding the zone, getting ahead. Looks like Joe's velo's improved as the season's gone on too, Matt.
He's built into the season, Spurlo, so I think you'll find he'll probably throw a little bit more from here on end. Slow start from a pitching point of view. But yeah, starting to build into it. You know, he's going to be crucial from here for Adelaide to push towards a first final series appearance in a long time. So with that, he's obviously done his work behind the scenes to get to this point.
Absolutely, and you can't have enough arms in playoff baseball. So with Billy and with Joe, Nick Callahan, see Dietrich is working his way back from some injury. He'll spin some across and be very valuable to them.
Hugh's been throwing in the B grade the last 2 weeks. Hugh Batchelor.
That's promising, Matt.
So he threw an inning last week in the B grade, and the week before an inning. So
has he been pulling up?
Yeah, pretty well. So if Hugh can get up and going, that's a real weapon that seems he's got at his disposal.
Yeah.
If we're good enough to stay in the, to make the finals. So we all know what Hugh did a couple of years ago. He had a great season for me, for a couple of good seasons. So before he got hurt and hasn't thrown for the best part of 2 seasons. So to see him up and going again is really pleasing.
Oh, very pleasing, because for a young pitcher to think that his time might be up, and especially for again a young electrician that needs to work and earn money, to find the time to have an operation and rehabilitate from that is a real task. So just tremendous to see him back on the park, and then with a couple of young arms with the Ganley boys and
Christian Butterwick. He's had a couple of starts at A grade level.
Yeah.
And has got something as well. So he's starting to he's starting to get a little bit of depth there, which is good.
Very good as Billy Sutton picks a walk, and very valuable base runner, especially top 7.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not going to win it with one swing of the bat, so they need to build something and get some runners on, and Billy did a good job. Back to the top of the lineup, Peter Pake. Pretty simple for the Indians. They've got to hit their way back into this game. As a soccer ball finds its way out to left field.
It's a slight hazard of having soccer and baseball in close proximity.
Yes, it is, but
rare. There's some pretty high fences.
High fences.
There are.
And the old Congo looking after his old hamstrings there. Didn't kick it too hard.
Ooh. Joe's come in and he's throwing the ball hard, but just not being able to find the zone at the moment.
Yeah, just can't quite find that consistency around the plate at the moment, Joe. But he's a pro, and he'll regroup here.
Well, he's going to have to, with Kate Breed, Creswell, Hutchings, 3 of their top line hitters. Just as you said, Jane, things can turn pretty quickly. And what this sort of situation does, it shifts defence a little bit, and I know these guys won't be swinging at a poor pitch. They'll make him throw a strike, so he's going to have to find it, and find it quick.
3 very disciplined hitters coming up, as you said, Spurlo, so he'll have to work pretty hard here, Joe.
Yeah, you can feel the tension mounting, can't you?
Yeah, sure can.
Sponsors aren't as rowdy. They've quietened down a little bit, getting real focused on the game up there, but having a good time. I think they're all out in the balcony there, so they're all glued to the mound.
Well, they were good enough to bring us a few homemade quiches here from
Yeah.
the kitchen, so
Well,
we won't miss out.
You're not tucking into one, Jane.
I've tucked into a few too many, unfortunately, Spurs. That might be the problem.
Wasn't happy with that call. Johnson the pitch before, he knew that Cakebread wouldn't swing at it, so he just sent a softer fastball down to get on the board, and then just found a little bit of the outside edge, and it didn't please Cakebread. So runners on first and second.
Yeah, Josh showing his experience here, isn't he? Just working the count. Just an experienced campaigner, just high class. Really tough guy to get out, Josh.
Son of one of the greats in our game here in Brian Cakebread, who is out here tonight watching his boy. First Australian to coach in the US, as he ends up getting a pitch outside, and Johnson gets across. Gets it across to first for an out, much needed, but both runners advance, so runners at second and third.
And that's just the experience of Josh there, you know, 2 strikes, borderline, got a tough call early in the count, but puts the ball in play and, you know, gets the runners into scoring positions here. So with Jeremy Creswell coming up, who's another high-class hitter.
Yep, Cressy is Joe again, just up and in, just getting a lot of crosswind here, bit of swirling breeze, and it's certainly throwing with some high velocity, but can't find the strike zone. Creswell will be sitting on a fat strike as he delivers again. And, oof. Gets a call, 1-1.
Infield playing back spells, obviously giving up the run here. With a 3-run lead.
Yep. Happy to trade a run for an out. Four-1 scoreline, top 7. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Johnson from the set delivers. Creswell. There's that exit velocity off that bat. Talking about those fences, Jane.
Well, they do their best, the fences, but they can't stand up to some hits.
No, they can't. The 3 toughest outs in baseball. What the Angels are after right at the moment is, Creswell. It's a high pitch and he hammers it, but that's foul.
But again, you know, you see falling behind the count 1 and 2 and, you know, maybe a little up, but that borderline strike, the experience just to foul it off. The pitch before, borderline, outside pitch, fouls it off. Not letting the umpire make a call there, so that's just all his experience there, just working the count on 1 and 2. Waiting for his pitch.
Probably with some mixed emotions here as well, being a partner of Peak 24, who are a wonderful sponsor again of the Adelaide Baseball Club. Playing for Goodwood, but comes out here with our academy as well and helps. So just a good all-round baseball guy, fully committed to his team, but when it's not game on, he just a very laid-back character, personal trainer, and as I said, a partner of Peak 24. So thank you to Cressy for everything he does for baseball in general. Johnson again forks that into the ground. Oh dear, Billy's all of a sudden got in some trouble. He's out at third.
And that's the kind of action we wanted to see in the Angels.
Yeah.
just a little bit of, probably a little bit of inexperience there from Billy. And maybe, you know, that it does, it's a little bit shorter than you think back here. And obviously, fast ball bounced back, straight back to Brady there, and just got himself in a little bit of trouble.
So 2 out. Creswell again. Rips it foul.
Yeah, big out that one. Big out for Adelaide. Wild pitch, and like I said, Billy getting into himself in a little bit of trouble there and gets thrown out at third base.
So we've had a terrific twilight baseball game here on a Tuesday night in Adelaide. Held at the wonderful Weagle Oval ground. And again, just a terrier in the box, just fights another pitch off to stay alive.
Just using all his experience here. Played at a really good level, and just fouling borderline pitches off to try and get his pitch to drive the run in from second base.
Both pitchers done a fantastic job. Billy Damon went 6, and Joe's trying to tidy things up in the 7th here as he misses outside. Full count. And got to tip your hat to Chaffee as well, who got knocked in the 2nd to take 4 runs off of him, but scoreless innings after that. So a wonderful effort by Ryan Chaffee, the starter for Goodwood. And Creswell swings over the top, and that will be game called by the chief, Stan Warrilow. We'll sum things up, but first things first, we'll say thank you very much to Jane for coming and sitting with us and having a chat.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's a great experience.
It's been a real pleasure to have you. As we see the teams going to shake hands and finish this up, but in a quick little summary, great night at in the box from Matt Hutchings, went 3 for. Brody Heaps down the bottom caught and did a great job, got a couple of hits. Billy Sutton got a hit. Creswell got a hit. Cakebread got a hit. Peter Pate got a hit. So spread things around, and for the Angels, Max Tracy went 3 for. Steph Welsh got a hit. Henry Cann got a double and a single. Braden Edwards hit a long ball, a 2-run shot, and also got a single. And Chris Congo down the bottom there got a single. So pretty shared hits, but the Braden Edwards long ball was probably quite decisive in the picture of things, Matty.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's, you know, a big moment in that position too. So, and he's quite capable of doing that, Braden, as we've seen over the last few years. So, yeah, big win for Adelaide, this one. You know, I think first time I reckon Adelaide have beaten Goodwood for a fair while. And one they needed to have just to consolidate their spot in the top 3 or 4 in the competition, and I think that takes the winning streak to 9 or so. So yeah, hard fought, dogged win, and that'll certainly help their chances going into early March for sure.
Fantastic. So we'll finish things up here. We'll just have a quick little recap of what we're here for. It's a sponsors night at the Adelaide Baseball Club. In full debt to Fable, Full Hammer, the Highway Hotel, Rexall Electrical Supplies, Richmond Chicken and Grill, James Stinson MP, Gary J. Smith, Sunset Locksmiths, Air Everywhere, Bendigo Bank, BFD Electrical, Can Do Flooring, Northland Distributors, Peak 24 Fitness, Smart Road Auto Wreckers, Tennyson Woods College. So we thank them all on a wonderful night here at the Adelaide Baseball Club. Another win for them, sets them strongly in that top 6. We thank you for your time. Hope you've enjoyed things. Thanks again to Space Quake Sports, who always do a fantastic job. Our producer here in Brandon. We say thanks to all the cameramen. We'll wind things up. We'll see you next time.